Hey there, come take a little walk with us and we'll talk along the way. Good morning, friends. It's such a beautiful morning today. Come walk with us while we walk around the garden and water some of the plants that we've just put in the ground. Sometimes when I walk out here, it's just hard to believe how much everything has changed this year and last year too, because we really just started these gardens last year. We don't need to water in the greenhouse this morning, but I will set my coffee down here for just a minute. These trellis beds here with the arches we just put in earlier this year, and they have done really, really well so far. I am so glad that we were able to get that done. It's just doing one little project at a time until you get everything the way you like it. But I don't know that I'll ever truly be done here. The kids and I have been working out here in this part of the garden a couple afternoons this week. We worked on getting things weeded and mowed, and we took the trimmer around and just trimmed up around the edges of some of the beds. We also added mulch and some fresh compost to the beds before we replanted everything. I also had the kids go around the blackberry row, and we put down some of the newer canes on the ground and covered them with mulch because we found out accidentally last year that we could propagate new plants by doing that. So we mulched in everything very well, and we did some chop and drop before the mulching as well, so things look a little different. I really enjoy coming out here first thing in the mornings, and I try to do it every day, although the past couple months I've not really been able to do it as often as I like. It's just so peaceful and quiet, with the dew still fresh on the grass and the birds are just chirping away. I just love this time of day. Walking out here in the mornings when it's still cool and the dew on the ground and the dew dripping off of the plants with all the birds around me just makes me long for the day that we will be with our Creator and be in the place that He made for us. I can only imagine how beautiful Eden must have been. And I know this is nothing close to that, but it puts a peace and a joy in my heart that I just can't explain. And I know that this kind of gardening is not for everyone. It's a little wild, it's a little untamed. Sometimes it's a little unkept looking, but it works and it provides food for our family. And not only that, it just brings me, like I said, a sense of peace and joy and brings me closer to nature and just calms my heart when things are not going the way we planned. Life can be tough, and we have faced trial after trial over the past few years. So having these gardens and these areas have just brought me a sense of calmness that I did not have before. It just felt like we were jumping from one bad situation to another. When we first got our house, we thought it was the start of something great and something new, something wonderful, which it has been. It just wasn't the journey that we had planned. We had one trouble after another, still having troubles with the house. Then we found out we were expecting, which was very scary and terrifying, but also wonderful in the same moment. We had a very difficult pregnancy, full again of unexpected situations and challenges. Not the journey we had planned, but it has been a good journey, and we are loving the destination that it brought us to. Yes, there are still challenges every day, but we make the best of them because we know that God has a purpose for everything that He sends our way, and that He is faithful to see us through these challenges. And He has blessed us so abundantly. We were constantly advised to terminate the pregnancy as the baby was believed to have Dandy Walker malformation, along with Down syndrome, which was deemed not survivable. The pregnancy ended with an emergency C-section, complications for myself, complications for the baby. The pregnancy itself had been very difficult, as I said, and I was pretty much on bed rest for a majority of the pregnancy, which was also during the time that we had just moved in. So things were a little bit chaotic when the baby did come. She spent 6 weeks in the NICU. She came home, and then at 3 months old, she had to have open heart surgery. And then, just when we thought things were on the road to recovery and things were looking great, getting excited about what lay ahead, we discovered that she had AML. And she was just 9 months old. AML is one of the hardest to treat blood cancers, but kids with Down syndrome have an increased survivability rate. God is so good. As you can imagine, our lives were turned upside down. And if it weren't for God, I don't know how we would have made it through that. Because even on the darkest days when we didn't know what tomorrow was going to bring, we had to trust in Him that His plan was going to work out for the greater good. He put so many things in place. He put people in place for us. He allowed things to happen for us that should not have happened. He took care of us during those days, and He still does. A lot of people don't see how we can trust in God after some of the things that we've been through. But let me tell you, that is when you are humbled and you find that you need Him. But once you've heard about Shyanne's story, you pretty much have no choice but to believe that there is a God, because she has defied the odds in so many ways, and He is the reason.